right, welcome back to Mountain Outpost. We are live here with some of the runners for the 2023 Javelina 100, which is starting tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning in the desert here.
Getting excited. I'm joined by Madge Backenhouse.
Oh, you got that wrong finally.
I had to get it wrong one time.
All
okay,
right.
Introduce yourself, Madge.
Set me up. Hey, yeah, my name's Madge. But it's not about me because we are here. We've saved the best to last today.
Yes, we
Sun
did.
is setting. The mood is right.
We might have to put on sunglasses.
And then we rocked up and Andy Glaze shows up and he's going to blow us away with his tales and energy and his, what do you say, smile. Andy, welcome. How you doing?
Yeah. How are you, Andy? It's great to meet you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
When did you, okay, we got to start with this. When did you arrive here?
About 15 minutes ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
15 minutes ago, and we were not on time, but you were on time for your interview.
I was, just barely though. It was like
Okay.
I was stressing the whole drive
Tell
here.
us a little bit about like your last, I don't know, week.
My last week, well, I didn't have such a good race at Moab, and
So that was Moab 240.
yeah,
You were there.
yeah, I made it 2:05, so almost.
Whoa.
I still got 200 miles, but not quite finished the race. And then I still had to get my 100 miles the next week to keep my streak going. So that was pretty challenging because I had like a back injury and had to somehow figure out how to get through that. And then, yeah, worked a bunch, and then now I'm here. So
And you work as a firefighter.
I do. I am a firefighter.
Okay,
yes. Yeah.
awesome. So what, for those who don't know, tell us what your streak is all about.
So my streak is that I've been running over 100 miles every week for 188 weeks.
Is that like 4 years?
No,
How
it's,
many?
it's like a little over 3.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
3.5 years.
I think in March, it's like my year anniversary, so that'll be 4 years in March, or something like that.
Why did you want to do this?
I didn't really want to do it, but you know, it kind of started when COVID started and all the races got canceled. So I was just kind of looking for something to challenge myself, and you know, running 100 miles is pretty challenging. So that's kind of how it started. And then, you know, I figured I'd be injured or sick or something where I couldn't continue it, and yet I don't know. Here it is, still going on.
Wow.
We were just talking to Simon. He also started running during COVID. I feel like, while some people think COVID was a really negative thing for ultra running because all the events shut down, it seems to have birthed this other
Yeah.
sector of people who discovered ultra running and who wanted to probably get outside. It's the only thing you could do.
Right. Well, they had all those virtual races.
Yeah.
So like the virtual races, like kind of encouraged you to run more and do more and like, you know, push yourself. So
Yeah.
I did a bunch of those virtual races too. Anything to be sort of competitive, but still having fun.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing.
And so, dude, like, how does that work? Like, how, you know, like, what does your week look like every week to get 100 miles? And in addition to that question, what happens if you've got a 200-mile race?
Yeah.
Do you just take that opportunity to have a break?
No, I mean, there's no break because it has to be a streak. So, I mean, for this week, I only have run I think 35 miles. So
Right.
I've tapered Monday through Friday, and then, you know, I'll get 100 miles tomorrow, and then that will put me at like 135.
Yeah.
For Moab, you know, I kind of tapered. The race started Friday. So, you know, I had 100 miles in the first 25 hours. So, you know, however many miles I got before, then, you know, I had over 100 miles by the end of the week.
Yeah.
So my weeks start Monday to Sunday.
Uh-huh.
So I just have to, you know, get 100 miles in that week. It's just my own, like, you know, there's no record. There's nothing. This is just my crazy brain, you know, my own rules, my own thing, like whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not like striving for anything or like, you know.
And so you're not egged on or motivated by your community, be it in-person community or like community online?
Not really. I mean, I know people know me for the streak, but I think in 2018 I did like 28 weeks in a row of 100-mile weeks, and then I had a really bad race at Badwater, and it ended the streak. And like, you know, I continued on my life. You know, I like racing more than I like the streak, but I do enjoy high mileage, so it works out. You know.
Yeah.
What do you like about racing?
I mean, I love the community. I love coming out and like seeing everybody and like talking to people and running with people and meeting them. If you meet me at a race and we're running, I'm going to chat your ear off. I'm going to find out everything about you, where you live, how many kids you have, like what you do for a living. I'm very nosy. And I just like meeting people and getting to know them while I'm out running. It distracts you, while you're talking and all that. So, and I have a competitive edge a little bit, but it's also like I'll do a lot of like long runs self-supported, but I look at racing as a way to I'm paying someone to figure out my water and food.
Yeah.
I don't have to because if I do 50 miles in the mountains, I have to drop food or
Totally.
pre-plan it or oh, there's a river here I can get water out of. But if I do a race, I just show up and it's okay, I got 6 miles and then I get more water, or 10 miles, and it makes it way easier.
Yeah.
So it's it lets me run further without having to do all the logistical challenges of finding my food and water.
Yeah. Corinne, you told me about something Andy often says. What was that about smiling?
Kind of the tagline. If you're not smiling, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
Is that it? Did I get it right?
Smile or you're doing it wrong.
Smile or you're doing it wrong.
My little tagline.
That is the tagline.
I try to push the positivity angle, especially at races. I'll find a lot of people that are in the pain cave and they're not smiling. They're not doing well. And I find that if you smile at them, give a little positivity, maybe that can change their mindset and make their race better. And, I try to remind people hey, you're not at work. You paid to be here. This is what you worked for, very hard to get here. So try to shift that mindset into a positive mindset. Because sometimes in ultras, and I guess in life too, it can get a little dark, and sometimes it's hard to find your way out of that darkness. And that can end a race. It can, so I try to put as much positive out there as I possibly can. And online too. There's so much negativity online. I try to push the positive angle and, not let the negativity ruin everything.
That's awesome.
So
very important question.
Yeah.
Are you wearing a costume tomorrow?
I am going to wear a costume tomorrow.
Can you divulge? Because the shorts you're wearing currently could be a costume. They're amazing.
They are.
Yes. Can you stand up so we can see these shorts?
These are not what I wear. These are my Nintendo shorts.
These are Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Up, down, left, right, select, start.
Run
right.
Tendo.
Yes.
Run Tendo. Those are epic.
Okay. Yeah. So when I race, I always wear jorts. So I have
always.
Always. That's my.
Are they technical jorts?
Yeah, they're just made out of the same
Okay,
material.
okay.
But they
At least
look.
they're-
You got a lot of things.
They look exactly like jorts.
Okay,
so
So
I had to find a costume that went with jorts.
Right.
So, but I don't know if I'm not gonna divulge it until.
Oh, it's a secret.
Yeah, it'll be
you
a
have to
secret till
tune in
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully it all works out because I have to put it together tonight. But
Awesome.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah,
They're
wait.
not really jeans.
no.
Okay, cool.
They look
they
like
look
jeans.
exactly like them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Because we don't want to have another issue with
The chafing.
chafing.
Right.
We need you to teach everyone who's running tomorrow a lesson that you learned a few years ago at Javelina.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think what year it was. 2017 or something. I came out here and I tried to do the 100 miles. I got 60 miles in and I was so chafed in my lower region that I ended up just pulling the plug.
And you think that was from over?
So I'm a huge fan of lube.
I
use a lot of lube, but the problem is it was also a very hot year at Javelina, and so I overindulged. It would run down my back and my front, and it washed the lube away, and then I didn't reapply generously enough after it got washed away. And so water is not a lubricant. If you haven't figured that out in a swimming pool before, now you know. And so I use less ice now and more lube.
Okay. Less ice, more lube.
Yes.
Excellent.
We had a sticker about spread the lube. Spread the lube.
Yes,
Generously.
lube is very good. Lube is good, it's So that's what I learned here. Anthony Lee, I think, has the record for running in jorts, though, but he got really chafed. I don't know. Do you guys know Anthony?
Oh, I know
Lee?
Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Shout
came
out
out here.
Anthony.
I don't know what year it was. It might have been 2018, and he actually ran it.
He was in actual
in
jorts.
real jorts.
Oh man,
but he got so
that's a
chafed.
commitment.
Like,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow, Anthony,
But
we need pictures.
He did finish.
Wow.
Jeez.
So.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yes,
I
he
love
is.
Anthony.
Jeez.
He's awesome. Well, yeah, good.
Well, I mean, we've both got a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
So, what have you learned from all this, man? Because you have a pretty serious job,
Yeah.
firefighter. I imagine, like, my brother's a firefighter actually in Australia. It's like no joke. He deals with a lot of serious shit, and I imagine like ultra running could just be a way to escape that in some regards. But like, what have you learned from this that you take back to other parts of your life?
I mean, I definitely use running as like a way to deal with like the trauma and stress in my life. I definitely have, pretty like I think most first responders and police, fire, military, like significant PTSD from the things I've seen and had to deal with over a career. And I find that running is like just a really positive outlet. I think a lot of times in those professions, people turn to like drugs and alcohol. And although a coping mechanism, it's not like a great one. And so, I find that exercise works a lot better. There's a period in a 100-mile race where like my brain just clicks off, and I really enjoy that. Where it's like it's like lizard brain. I'm just like focused on survival and not so much as like thinking about anything other than what do I need to eat, I need to drink, I need to lube, and just sort of like going through that in my brain as I'm running.
Eat, drink, lube.
Yeah, eat, drink, lube. That's the trifecta of a 100-mile race. So I mean, my job's very dynamic. A lot of things. Every call is different, and same as like every ultra is different. There's always like. Could be the weather, it could be the terrain, it could be wildlife, it could be all sorts of things. And everything's always changing, and like your stomach's changing, your mind's changing, the amount you sweat's changing, and you have to like figure out how to make it work. And that's what I do in my job. So it's like a pretty natural progression to act decisively in dynamic situations. So, I like both my profession for that reason, and I like ultra running for that reason, because I like to be able to like figure out solutions when things seem like they're not going to work out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Master problem solver.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Very good. Any goals for the race tomorrow?
Not just to finish, and to finish with a smile.
This will be your like 16th ultra of the year, I think.
I think it's 15.
You 15th?
I think this is my
Okay.
11th 100.
Yep.
Yeah.
11th 100 of the year.
Of the year, yeah. Yeah.
Again, with
one
this is
DNF,
blowing our mind.
which was Moab.
Oh, but
yeah.
we're not calling it a DF. He ran 205 miles. I mean, that
still-
can't be
It's
even
still a
categorized.
200-mile distance. I'll take it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. Well, cool. Anything else you want to share with the viewers?
Just your nightly reminder to do hard things.
There we
Go do something hard.
All right.
So
Thank you so
good.
much, Andy. Great to meet you.
Yeah, nice to
have
meet you guys
have
too.
an awesome
All
day
the
out
best
there.
tomorrow, Andy.
All right,
Thanks,
right.
man.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.